drums for this particular project here. It's Jade Rose project. Got my singer from my Dio tribute band to come play drums. He's actually a killer drummer, but our drummer from the Dio band also came in and played. I have a couple drummers that can try this. I'm just gonna make something real quick so they can practice with the idea of what their actual drummer wanted. So let me pull that up right now, and then I think I'm gonna look at making a new drum template. Like I'm happy with the drums that I'm doing, but I'm not happy. So I want to make a new drum, at least a trigger template. Okay, so let me just get double tap down. Good. I need Paper Saints. Let me take a look at what this is. I'm gonna render these two as just do this. I'm just gonna call this time selection, and this is gonna be Saints OG drums. Okay. Then I'm gonna do for 365 there. I think it's gonna be their hit song. This is gonna be 365. Put these all in an email. Compose. Sam's. Oh yeah, right there, Sam Siebert. Let's see. So it's going to be for Saints in 365 OG drums. Make sure I got the right track here. Okay, so that's done. Let's take a look at what John did last night. This is a crazy drummer. This should be good. Let's see. And like I said, I'd probably like to make a better template out of this. I'm looking at guitar kits again. I just can't find one that I'm sure that's going to have a proper Floyd Rose route. I don't know what the post spacing is on here. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not. I mean, if I got it right, I'll pay that, no problem. Be awesome. Oh, we are live. I don't want that. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at what he did last night. This is obviously a very, very exciting drum track. do dynamic split and get some markers on there. Let me make sure before I do that I have this selecting one item select groups turned off, because that's not what I want. Okay, now here we go. So some of them aren't making it. Set transient sensitivity. Okay, so I'm gonna go a little bit lower. And then these ones that are close together, it's gonna be a problem. But just gonna start here, and we'll go through and work this out. And we're also gonna do it on the snare. I don't know if I want to do that now or later. May as well do it now. Split. This is going to make some serious trouble, because there's going to be a lot of hits on here that are going to be too close together. And I know that sounds like a really, really, really bad thing, but I'm going to make that work. Now, it's a wide space. All right. So I think this is a flam here. Yep. So this second hit's going to be the right one. And then coming in here. So, the thing I hate worse is guessing. And I don't think it's going to be as much of a problem here, but it could get me. Could be some guessing going on. So I think these are flams. Like, let's see, already guessing, right? So I think that the one should be here, or not the one, but the actual transient marker. Let's see what happens here if I just do that. See, now it's tempting to just knock everything into place, which I'm probably going to end up doing, but you can kind of hear that there's some makes it sound more urgent when it's ahead of the beat a little bit, and sometimes that's a cool thing. I don't think it makes or breaks a song, but it can definitely be cool. Now, I was assuming this is a flam, but if you look, this one is at the right place most of the time. So maybe I won't do it like this. Get these kicks in the right place first, and then we're gonna decide. Turn on a triggered kick. Let me put a real clacky one on here. Think about kick 10. Just because I want to be able to hear the placement real easy. So rock one. I'm just going to loop these for a second. Fun. There might be too much room there. Let me see. I'm going to leave that for now. Okay. Okay, so do we put that ahead? Or Or do we put the first snare as on the beat? And what is this? I don't need this. See, it looks like so let's just say the first snare of each one of these pairs is what's supposed to be on the beat. Kind of sounds like it's behind if I do that, but at the same time, it sounds good. That's a hard call. I don't think it'll make or break the song either way, but I'm pretty sure this one's going to be the second one is the hit because that's where the cymbals are. Maybe not. So what are we hearing here? This turned into between triplets and not triplets. Let's see. Let's do a triplet feel. That's a triplet, isn't it? And that's a flam on the first one. Now, if you're watching this, it seems like this particular drummer puts his flams where the first beat is on the beat rather than the second beat like most drummers would do. Interesting. So, not sure. Let me just let's just do it traditional drummer style. So what about this one right here? I think this one's on the beat. Yeah, I just don't know. It feels wrong to put the flams this way, but it kind of sounds right. So I don't know. What do you think? Go the opposite direction and see what happens. Yeah, let me do that real quick. We're gonna. I mean, it's not gonna kill anybody to experiment with this. So, snare. So if I did this like a traditional drummer would do, even this first one, man, it's gonna sound a little bit rushed otherwise. So if I were to do this like a traditional drummer, we're gonna put these hits on the beat. And you're going to notice I'm having to stretch this a lot in order to make this work, in order for this to do that way. Yeah, I'm almost down to half speed on that one. This one too. So let's hear what this sounds like. I don't know. To me, that sounds better. I know I'm stretching a lot more, but I think that sounds better. I'm sorry. You know what? Nobody's going to die either way. I'm just going to move on. All right. Okay, so this whole chunk here, I think, is going to be okay. Okay, and do I want to get all micro? Maybe I do. What's going on here? So this is a flam. All right. I'm tempted to put the kick on the one no matter what. Yeah, I'm putting that kick on the one. No, I'll put the snare on the one. Oh, they're so close together. Ooh. Is this a triplet? See, look how many decisions I'm having to make. That this is it's still a quite a deal. It's a good drummer, and I'm still having to make a lot of decisions. And because of that, there's a lot of dum-dums out there that'll say, "Don't worry, AI will never be able to do this." Never say never. I think it could watch me work and figure it out, man. Like, um, and I'd rather not be doing this, but oh, it's scary because what's the point of having us humans around if the computers and robots can do it all for us? Kind of scary feeling. So far, I am extremely happy with this track compared to what I had to work with before and how much I was guessing. I hate guessing. Hate guessing. So this is the one again. Do I do this as a traditional flam and put it here? That's how the toms are gonna go. Bop 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 bop. So I'm gonna put the tom in the traditional spot on the one. Don't know if that second one's got a flam. It does, but man, you can barely see it. Something was being weird with that middle tom mic last night. All right, and let me see what is the. Okay, these kicks got to go to the right place. That's a problem. So if you guys remember the Full Send drum editing or the Kronseeds drum editing, this is the same drummer. That's why there's so many hits here. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'll figure that out in a second. So this could be a number of different things. So I'm gonna try it right here in the middle, and I bet this works, but I don't know if that's what he was going for.
I recently bought my first solid wood. Could
Watching,
put the button
I
through
got
the wood.
a ukulele here with no
Ukulele,
strap
but
button.
the wood is so beautiful, it feels wrong to do that to such a lovely instrument. You're sure braid.
Yeah, trying to see the.
So that you
I know I've seen this before.
It's okay if you...
Not thing lately. Need a good height for you while sitting and
I mean,
standing.
they got this
To
from the
secure it
store
in
and it
place
said
after
to.
you found the right height for you.
This was
you
the
simply
one
tie
because there's
a
no
knot
strap button.
in the braided shoelace, so you can adjust the strap at any point in the future if you want to. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sorry. Everybody calling and bugging me at once. All right, let's go. Okay. Where was? Okay, yeah. So I'm not sure about this kick hit right here. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world either way. And it could very well be almost like a flam thingy. That's not bad either. Either way, it kind of works. I think it's just the volume of it that's kind of throwing me off. Again, it's not the end of the world either way. Nobody's gonna die. I'm gonna keep going back and forth and arguing with myself about it. This is the closest to where he played it. It's kind of more exciting, I think. I'm just gonna leave it like that. All right, so now what are we doing here? Here's where the guessing comes in. Now I'm betting that this is supposed to be on the 3. But I'm not sure. Let's move these over. Get this guy a... Getting as many doubled up markers as I thought I would. That's good news. So I don't know what you would call each part. If I had this kind of mapped out for chorus, verse, and stuff, that would be helpful. But then I could kind of copy parts if I need to. So this all gets ahead a little bit. So let's see what happens when I move it back. Move everything. That's a little weird. That's a long stretch there. I'm not sure that that's bad. Here's a double up right there. I want to kind of take some of these out right now, and then we're gonna stretch these into place with things that I kind of know what they're supposed to be. I think so. Here's a roll. Now, do we flam that roll or do we just put it in where it's going? Now I can leave this timing off on this snare here. So let me I'm gonna do something just like this right here. Make this little blip. Just using this to throw in triggers if I have to. And we're just going to get an idea of what this is going to be like. I did. I mean, I really do like my template that I use from Glenn Ficker's stuff, but I don't know. It's just something. It's glued together very well, but it's not as snappy as I really like. For me, let's see. How do you audition? I'm just gonna leave it. That'll work for now. So this is gonna be. Snare's gonna go there, and the blip's gonna go there. I think. How do I have this one set? Yeah, it's not going to the parent channel. Okay, that's right. Post pre-fader, pre-effects. And this one I want to do as well. Pre-fader, pre-effects, I think. Pre-fader, pre-effects. So you notice the snares aren't firing every time. So let's fix that. Okay, so now let's look at this thing again. And so how would we call this? Would you really want to flam this one right here? Da 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 da. And see, when I put this in, originally at least, I can change this, but I'm going to be these are all going to be at the same level. So that's going to sound a little bit hokey. And that's something that triggers systems still struggle mightily with. Hear the so there's going to be a little bit of flamming here, and that might be a problem. Or it might just make it sound more real. So let's take a look at this now. See how hokey that sounds? That's the problem. So if I loop this section, let's look at how this threshold works. Well, it's pre-fader. All right, so notice I've changed the way the routing is, so I'm sending a much lower signal in here. And we could do it so that maybe the dynamics here would be a little bit harder. So soft, loud, soft again. So this one could be a little louder. So really I should be doing this by hand. But in general, if I'm gonna have to put these in by hand, it's because the hit was too quiet. So this is probably okay. I'm gonna try turning this one up and see what happens. Yeah, that's actually decent. Now the snare is way too loud now, right? Is that... So notice I haven't changed the timing of these right here, right? Toms are gonna be another story. Yeah, haven't you tried Jacob Hansen samples too? That's like, you know, Amaranth's producer. Love that guy. Oh wow, that's not what we need to see. Here we go. Sorry. If you guys been watching the overheads this whole time, sorry about that. This is that's not very informative. Here we go. So now we're looking at the editing here. Sorry about that. All right. Let's look and see. Looks like we're into the 32nd notes, 16th notes. 16th notes, I think. Just putting the toms in time. You know, we could put some triggers down for these too. Those almost surely are going to be doing them all by hand. I'll come back and get those later, but I'm going to put them in time for now, I think. And I have got to catch up. Like I can't just be messing around with this stuff. I have got to catch up on all my live mixes that I'm so far behind on. See, now here we go. Now I'm messing with all this outside stuff. Oh my God. Phone doesn't stop. music needs to be written like a story. So you could make a drum machine part and just play the same drum beat through the whole thing, but what you're really supposed to be doing, like certain parts, it's different in jazz and blues. Like usually you can do whatever, but yeah, the drums got to tell a story in metal and stuff. Like they're and especially one of the things that you do towards the end of a paragraph, you're saying, hey, this is the last sentence of this paragraph, and I want to sum up. Yeah, what was this paragraph about, and also I'm telling you that something exciting is coming up here. Like there's a lot that the drums have to do, and so you can't. When I said the part was boring, it's not that it's actually boring. It's a regular drum part, but it's not saying what's in the song. That's the problem. So that's yeah. So don't get offended. The boring just means, it's not, it's just it's yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, which is no, it's not about the better or worse. That beat is fine. The But what we would call that usually is a loop. Like you just played a drum loop. And so yeah, I could copy that part. So yeah. No, it's not about crazy. It's about whether or not the part, well, but he didn't play it. No, that's not Max Norman. What's his name? Mutt Lang, programming in the drums on the Simmons drum machine. So actually that is a perfect example of exactly what I'm talking about. If you listen to that song, almost the entire song, it's the exact same thing. However, yep. However, at the end of every paragraph, the last sentence of every paragraph says, "Hey, something exciting is about to happen." That's exactly. If you go back and listen to what that song does, it sounds simple. Yeah, but the drums were written very specifically to do a very specific thing, and people, everybody misses that. Oh yeah, but 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 yeah, it's all. So if you listen to I'm live on the air. Okay, so if you guys still want to believe in Santa Claus, close your ears for about 30 seconds, um, and come back in a minute, and I'll stop talking about this. The the drums, if you notice, almost always the same drummer is in every one of those songs. From, I'm not going to say necessarily the names, but Brian Adams to the John Cougar Mellencamp to, it's all the same drummer. Not necessarily those songs. You guys don't skewer me, though it probably is those songs. Um, it's the same drummer, and you'll notice that it's written the same way. That it's very simple, except for the ends, the last sentence of every paragraph. There's usually something that says that there's a part coming up that's going to change something. Yeah, I definitely have recorded these drummers from time to time. So, but that's what it is. It's not about, I mean, yeah, if you overplay the drum parts, that sucks. There's times where drums are obviously overplayed, but that's not usually the problem. That is, it can be. I mean, if it's way beyond their ability, then yeah, that's a problem. But that's not usually the problem. The problem usually is that the part doesn't work for the song. Yeah. And if you miss out on the opportunity to tell a story with the drums, you're 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 just, you are making room for a song that's pretty much the same song but they do a better job of telling the story. So it's just like if you're a great guitar player but you play out of tune, a company looking for an endorsee may just say, "Hey, I saw another guitar player who's just as good, but he plays in tune, so I'm going to take him." And it's that simple, you know. Like you're missing an opportunity. Leaving money on the table is how they say it, right? That's all right. All right. Well, I just gave you the things you can write the structure out of now. So see if you can pull that off. All right. Hey, Matt, Eddie. Yeah, there's so many times where I just had to bite my lip on, like, you know, somebody would come up with the magazine article and say, "Hey, man, look at this. It shows this guy, the drummer for blah blah blah, did this blah blah blah. Oh, weren't you in that? Didn't you record that? How was that working with that drummer?" And you're like, "Do you say it? Yeah, I did record that, but the drummer that you see in the magazine was not the drummer who played on that album. You know, sorry. Never meet your heroes, man. Never meet your heroes." So this yeah, Matt, if you remember me editing that live recording of Full Send, this is that drummer. Like, this guy is a monster, man. He's also the Kron Seeds drummer. He had a band called Tantra Monsters in the 90s that did pretty good. Um, that did not look good. Okay, hold on. What's going on here? I'm not sure where this one should go. See, here I'm guessing again. This should be on the 4, right? Yeah, so this all needs to move over. I think this is going to be right. I know I know you guys are sick of hearing me say it, but man, I hate guessing. Yeah, so that was my drummer on the phone just now. And you know, you got to feel for this guy how hard it is to be in our other band where, you know, here he is, he's the drummer while that super duper drummer is the singer in that same band. So he's got to be nervous all the time, but he does fine. So this, I might take this one from another take. I'm not sure about this. Let's see. And you notice I'm not necessarily putting the snare rolls in time. That's a feature, not a bug. This probably isn't going to be pleasant. Maybe I shouldn't put those in yet. I should probably figure out where the toms are going. And are these going to be triplets now? I don't know. Yeah. Ooh, I don't know what this is. See what's going on here. This could be triplets. Ooh, that looks much better as triplets down here anyway. Maybe not at the top. You know, I've had many times where I'm editing drums where triplets and straight, what do you call it when it's not triplets? Is it straight? Straight and triplets get combined, just like that's what this looks like right here. I don't think that's right. Let's look at doing it this way. let's just say I kind of want to put in a tom trigger right now because I'm already starting to get into a weird spot here. And kind of maybe want to hear them. Oh my God, man. If this rains one more time. SEO scammers and telemarketers and idiots. Ah, I lost where I was. All right, I think I need to start putting in little blippers for the toms, man. That one. I think I am going to move these snares, but before I do that, I think there's some missing hits here. Unless this one's supposed to be way over here. All right, let's do it. See, well, you know what? I said I wanted to make a template out of this. This will become a template soon enough. So I guess it's may as well be doing this. I don't know that this is the way I want to do template though. And today I'm going to the jumps, so don't let me not do that. I need to ride my bike. I rode yesterday, but I need to go ride the jumps. Okay, so these aren't going to go to the parents. They're going to go to trigger tracks that we're going to set up in a little bit. So let's do that now. I'll put them up here. Look how complex this is getting. This is just supposed to be editing. Woo, here we go. T kick, T snare. I'm going to put 3 toms in here. 1, 2, 3. Tom 1. T tom 2. T tom 3. All right. And so we're going to do trigger in here. Oh, I hope I did a VST3. Let me see. Trigger 2. Trigger 2. Now is this? Yeah, VST3. Okay, good. Perfect. Okay. So let's go to. See, and I have that sound stuff for the big gated reverbs. I should be using that, man. See, I'm fired. I'm sorry. So Tom. So what do we do? 10, 12, 14. Why don't I hear this? Or does it only work for the presets? Let's do 10, 12. Do 10, 12, 16. Let's see if that sounds good. 10. No, 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 no. That's VST2. Last one, do 16. Yeah, I could mix in that sound for those gates or gated reverb ones. That sounds convincing. So actually, while I'm here, triggering dynamics velocity range, do that to 64. 75, 75. Do that to Tom 2. I like watching the paint dry. And in this case, I don't really care if the real toms go to this track or not. So I'm just gonna send the blips to here. Oh man, I screwed you. You guys see that? I messed up. Oh, well, let me fix it. All right. Okay, never mind. All right. So the blippers are gonna go. Tom 1, post fader, post pan. That's fine. Remember, they're not going to the parent, right? Otherwise, we just get a blip going through the. Where we don't want it to go. Okay, so I don't want it to go to the parent. I want it to go to T-Tom2, post fader, post fan, so I can use the volume envelopes if I need to. That'll make it easier. 3, not going to the parent, and T-Tom3, post fader, post pan. All right, so where was that spot that I was at? Okay, right here. Okay, so for right now, I'm going to move these snares over. Maybe leave the first one where it is, so it's got a little bit of a flam. Don't really appreciate this overlay. It's kind of messing me up. Probably shouldn't even bother moving this, but that's okay. So I'm going to move this right to the. This one I'm going to leave be. Maybe this should be a flam, and this should be on the 1. Kind of looks like it. Let's see about that. Move this guy over. It's slight, but could make a difference. Okay. So now we're going to have to guess about what these toms should be. So it seems like it's right. 1 is a snare. 2 is the Tom 1. And somewhere between 3 and 4, Tom 2 comes in. Where is that somewhere? And so is this the hit here? And this should be on the 50. This is what it looks like visually. And you know, for all we know, he's missing a hit here. Maybe not though. Let's see. This could be the next hit. And this could be the first of the next one. It comes right in on the 4. That seems like that seems reasonable. Because what I was wondering was, is the floor tom going to be the last 2 16th notes before the 1, or is it going to be someplace earlier? But now this is starting to look like it's going exactly where you would think it was. Did I see AP Mastering's new video? Is it the one where he takes on Streaky? Man, I kind of wanted to comment on that one because Man, that's a Clash of Titans. AP mastering seems immune from regular social cues. I mean, make of that what you will. And Streaky definitely is not. Streaky is a YouTuber's YouTuber. So, man, that is brutal. That was brutal. And you know what? AP mastering, sorry. I think he's right. Yeah, man, that's something. What is my action for just dropping a blip right on the snap point? I think, or I'll just do it on here. So I think it's F. I know I have one for dropping it right on the marker line, but that's it. So this should be. Kind of want to mute the tom track, but let's see what happens. Now that sounds hokey as hell, but why? I'm gonna turn down the tom trigger volume, and maybe that's the problem. Gotta get these to pan more. Why aren't they panning? Hold on. I'm just gonna loop this section for a second. I know they pan them in the overheads on this particular program. For live, this can be backwards. I'll have to think about that later. But for studio, I usually put it from drummer's perspective. I wonder if I should stop doing that though. Okay, so I'm betting that the overhead. That's slightly more to the left. I don't want to pan the close mic. Oh, that's a tune, sorry. You know, one of the funny ones about Streaky to me is there's I think AP Mastering actually brings this up in that video where he says you know, you want to clear up some mud, cut at 160. You know, it's hard to give blanket stuff like that, but oh, sorry. It's hard to think of a situation where cutting at 160 doesn't clear things up. But I mean, you know, if you think about it, 160 is half a 320, right? And it's very hard. I mean, it's so tempting on every mix, for me at least, is just to take an EQ on the master and pull 320 hertz down by a lot. Now, it does hurt, but if I take it out of most instruments, it clears things up. But you know, what if you already had all that taken out? Now all of a sudden you just made anything thin. So yeah, blanket statement sucks, but um, I kind of feel for him a little bit on that one. It's you know, but it's just like, you know, people talk about certain types of food. You know, who doesn't like that food? You know. So I really want to have a. Maybe I want to shift the drums a way that I'm not thinking. 20. Put them both on the right side. Trying to think here. Oh man, yeah. That run your signal through an XLR cable for warmth. I like the one that AP Mastering did a couple of videos before, where he's running out and in through digital to analog converter back into analog to digital converter, and it didn't hurt as much as you think it would. Roger Nichols did that test a billion years ago too, and so did Ethan Weiner. But you know, the same guys who would say never take a converter hit and then telling you to run it through an XLR cable. Woo! Yeah. Oh man, that just hurts. All right, so let's just say I'm going to do this a different way. So I'm going to do 30. Let's see if this works okay. 30. So for Tom 2, let's do 15 on the right. This may be a dumb idea. No, let's do 10. And for Tom 1, let's do 5 on the left. So it's not that far on the left. Yeah, but see, I like to exaggerate things. Yeah, I'm going to do 15. Sorry. Let's just see how this ends up. To figure out how to deal with that later, but I think that's where I want to be. Yeah, man, like spread the gospel, man. That ridiculous run your song through an XLR cable to warm it up. Yeah, like is he joking? Is he trying to see how many dum-dums are going to follow him when he says something like that? Remember, wasn't there a pedal like that? Some guy said, "Hey, his old piece of crap pedal from the 90s or something. Hey, buy this thing," and it like shot up in value, and it turned out it was a joke, or it should have been anyway. I think there was something like that. What is this spike right here? Oh, it's an artifact. Look at that. Something. I mean, I gotta tell Justin something's wrong with that. All right. After all that babbling, let's move on to whatever's next. This is tracking the dynamics too well. But how could you be tracking the dynamics too well? There's no such thing. I think there is. That's why compressors were invented, right? Now there's a flam here, I think. Yes, 3 hits. Oh boy. 3 hits and then the floor tom. Oh, this is going to be pleasant. All right. And by pleasant, I mean torture. Ooh, there's 3 hits in here. What do we do about that? Let's start with things we do know. Is that like an Arthur Conan Doyle thing? Know if I like this fill. I'm going to drop these on the snap. Man, what do I do with this? Is it really going to be whatever that note is? Or is that a triplet? And this one. So that's just one hit there, I think. The F key's coming in handy. What am I hearing? Yeah, it sounds like I'm hearing the wrong pan. This does not sound pan. Whoa, how did this happen? This is wrong. I think I messed up something. What do I have here? Yeah, I'm afraid I might have messed something up with the panning. Let me look at the kick. Maybe I messed this one up. What did I do? Oh, that's centered. Well, I don't know what I did. That's what we want. Something solid. There it is. Okay, so what do we call this? What are we on? So, 8th note. 8th note. Whole note, half note, quarter note, 8th note, 16th note, 32nd note. So is this really 30 seconds? I don't know if I bother stretching this. 2, 3. It wouldn't be 3:30 seconds. That doesn't make sense because there's 4 spaces in here. So this could be a triplet. Yeah. There we go. I don't know if snapping works with triplets. Oh, I guess it does. Okay. Works. I'm not thrilled about it. I've got other takes too, but. Okay, now it fell apart right there. So what's going on here now? There's another one where where's that flam going to be? Is that going to be on the 1? You see this is already sped up, right? Like I always try and point it out that when drummers are going to mess up, it's 99% of the time on a fill, and either stuff starts speeding up during the fill or they don't come back in on the 1. So I'm going to put this flam where the traditional flam hit would be, and let's see how that works. This is looking a little funny, like maybe it's triplets or something. Oh, that's a really cool fill. So he's kind of slowing it down there. All right, we'll figure that out in a second. Let me get the rest of these guys in where they belong. You see me constantly going back to a lower resolution, and it's because usually that kind of gives you a better idea of where things are supposed to be. So I don't know if I want to move this all the way over here. So who's this guy right here? Place these flams, and I don't know that that's going to work. Okay, see how I'm not getting 2 triggers out of this? There's a couple reasons why that could be, so I'm going to loop this. We're going to look at this. Okay, so the retrigger is not the problem. They may just be too close. Like if I move this a little bit more. Yeah, see that? Okay, so you see that, even though, let's turn the retrigger to 0. Look at that. It's only playing 1, even though, well, how far is this? Let's change this to milliseconds. Seconds. So that's 31 milliseconds. That should be enough retrigger time. See this retrigger 0 milliseconds. What if I change the sensitivity? Now it's going to mess me up for the rest of the track, but let's see. Okay, so that's great. However, what's that going to do to the rest of this track? Is it going to be false triggering all over the place? I think it's making flams where there shouldn't be flams. All right, let me I'm going to mess around with the retrigger and the sensitivity a little bit. Let's see. it's catching the flams itself. Okay. Go back to a lower resolution again. Okay, so we know where we need to end up. But do we know how to get there? Okay, so that's a really cool part. Now that sounds like it got turned into triplets. And that's exactly why it is. All right, so that is triplets. That is cool. Yeah. Notice that it's not doing the flam every single time. I think it missed it again right there. Yeah, I'll have to go do that by hand later on, but whatever. Okay, so what do you think is happening here? Is this a triplet or is there something else going on? Not a triplet. Ooh, it sounds like there could be some kind of flam going on here. So the floor tom. Oh man, why is it so burpy? Floor tom is right here. I am tempted to move these to 1. Let's listen to that in context. Okay, so I got to do something with over here too. So what's going on here? Oh, is this triplets too? Yeah, it seems like there's some triplets. Is this still triplets here? might be it. Let's see. There's a hit right there. What's going on here? Is there a kick up here? I don't know. I don't know about this floor tom. I'm tempted to move this, but I don't know if I should. I mean, is that a triplet? I think so. Let's see, this one's fast, this one's slow. Here we go. This is gonna be a legitimate guess, but it's not something that's gonna kill the song or not. Flammy. Ah, man, this one's really bugging me. It's like I should really move these forward. Like that's, oh man, it's going to be a flam. I don't know. You know, I'm tempted to move this to the 1. Or whatever that is. Let's see. That is a lot of stretch. There's the kicks. that stretch. 0.25, there's no way that's right. Do all that. Sounds a little discombobulated there. I'm not sure. Let me just play it from there. Is that going to be triplet stuff? That's going to be closer. I don't. Is that a triplet? I think that's triplets. Oh yeah, that lines up perfect for triplets. These two are goofy. Maybe. Oh boy, where are we in the song now? Right at the beginning. Yeah. That's how this works, man. Alright. 1 second. Check what I'm in trouble for. So this flam. Should I make that the one and put the kick as the flam? I don't know why I'm so scared to use the kick traditionally as a flam. Like, I never mind putting the snare in. That's fine. I think that's right. That click is. Oh man, I'm just not getting stuff done anymore. Probably leave the toms alone for now, at least until I can get some of this done. Cheer this up to here. pull-ups there. Oh man, all right, ready to go. I just got here. Hopefully I'll be back on tonight and get some way more of this done because holy crap, man, I'm behind. All right, I'll see you guys later.